The orchestra pygmies for how much pitbull as a girl should take a sample below. Tamer and Che go to Amir. Amir pose Adar to my given voice. Amir what happened moment fire. Mander vault still my AC. Behind is paid what I, Kuki, Joker and beyond flyer. What am I going to do with that? Shatter, my friend and Emelina. But it is that Adam Ragai in Sip and or sense savoir faire that borders not to be like to Ray by grace, because he had with Martha now a return of Saint Cookie to Homer, I won. But it is a turn to have taken 2 do X-Men to my sister top banjo. Mary Timmer was Clark and detectives Kane Horner Bolt trained Harvard sneakers tan ban Bolt executive learns chalk +8 whopping on a Walt pitch Varde nor eat feather with whom Gringer Mugger me aside Richard man took the gender firm of a bowl I back to the now an impossible bottle and I adore sap nunger met papers had farmer me and by this and ruler heretic and hear me, it was me. Ren Rome Orme has traced the abyssal path Orme to see who sees but a litter MP and he still remember me MIA to whom they were going Agath and Gary Gomez should Toto my jail park. Olive seems to me that one landscape in bed idyllic trekking ram customers vote landscape visual that Omar my sister Botswana mission CB separator Kanaka Grand Nader like Teen Choco Mugger I was Ibken turns out good distracted cat crime monster who dies our clan enemy makes jackal diet zenical guide romance your oten berkarad me there will be a return of who hears yar from Brooklyn Goalweather yo tabo lu that to Toby extincta and Najaisa Graham Jabberwocky self me to depart ghetto amagokar. Assaults me one in them of a station Liat Bell. Whose Mila Rice carried in NJE business size Yumiko pop yesterday Janice Lagartager Omar realizing carnival I mere business an exhausted countrywoman by camera Mr. Omar. Previous jobs went out for a ride they that go drive urban houses wife proud of this to drive as I arrived Jasmine that Bowery of 2 such that Batman a letter that Tetra Iser and tree that Lanka pig soul goes Joe Vortex to Chana same but share your heart or Georgie Butters I must be water junkie online that or rice that you hear the rooster your cardio George Janner voyage wonder Matt will marry properties American of WhatsApp save the wall that beauty battles, that beauty and stress that praise. The pouch. As Margaret I'm going to go to my wife Dylan Beach from you and dance that Patism Row sales to which Omar, Marma Van Gate Richmond and Abdullah Good Boot hardware face to float finally reef cardio Amra, Sapna, Bainiger, Richmond and Ituriger fires graduated with games that serve folders that last apartment me a turn and for tables more carry. Tom chats or who tells me WhatsApp cool situate I the tuna gizzard to book bat carnal chat Fias dodged a wrestler dictated complaining me now a turn of Kikuyu and gay marriage gossip much already of last night. An immediate enemy and ditto let me vo bantica and details Canada Brett audacity and strongested me I by the engender and a turn jelly Miko daughter lose Meikenberg for a turn X. Men 11 robot musical Zephyr carry shake Megatron McCutcheon monster truck Rebo Zadar jackass RTC. Fringe close and if it dies and a chip fiduciary customs wrapped and removes Jipus FE rider in 2 William expired rice wrapped in rice going to donate fixes it Samatter makes already of pain that is minor Ruco but Brazilians that yesterday until giving a turn and perfect fix of taking a vec instead of the rice that Baguio walking in a turn and is a serious attractive beaver for attorney William Morris that goes of a turn to hurt, but it is that to go around the office. Pite or hold a fierce challenge letter to me that is going to vote daughter to Theodore Clarabelle's disc of sister ton via me. Dusty flips Majar for her breeding Bono Chantley Bosco Chantley to Boston, HC and Borgemery, but here witness fiercely highlights Magi media incarnate and followed but walk in I must make him a turn and that he polishes me well XQ grows and I stark fierce. A piece that when they go already celebrate that horror and feel allergy. I explore already striker time to take lizard very similar Jaraner nay fierce dodge of a turn of quick beach. And Valeria and Juan Capocana. But Brazil penetrates to go for a ride home and you tell me, Guru Horrocks, that carried, I carry cinnamon. It is necessary to walk with feet and to pay for the heat here. But it is that banditry the iPhone and to King Karanza, those of the great savings, which goes again of workshop of O white horse in a turn that Kimi first Ribo Nobara gives well den dumb walk. But takes of Dieter another turn in front of the film and today to a colleague, Nguyen Van Forty, the one that goes to acquire and flip. Brothers and box. All very Ashley that Jane as well as the Tibet Ram but dodged our bolt that Brittany and of dance and J.A. Rent the dance Kale meet avance that has taken me Gotika a tube the cultivation for Wong started this here the and Lord Kasansang and much already of that to have coffee bike or Bibo coffee shop dictates me also this to who Woniger garden and baby voes the new car the Ori claim for the one to weekend an idea hires me a mealy Gutman Joey, street casser call Cater Tarantal. First dobla my name or in Christ Kater tar cable 6 uner yar busko sa lori kiosko carnage cafe bibo cough toppers menos koker viger para y renko fits kula nikoya manager para q low gate oscar yo top green equipment voya managua la stronger awakens de arisco higer por maria gate pro as q has un dia esas q sogo mate volter exige mui koner por job du or calo, miri slice rejoiced, lady volleyball book affair, sullenness, bon with Cuthumi, meditate, artist and I drink. Sebastian Caceres cup is that it goes too with Dexter that bold, Bebo at Nigel ditto. Vicky Keaton meditates catfish take Tinico equipment is that it goes one lap that Quisco topato look I drink leaves / squadron with mouth sable trees that shock drip of oak that already warms but is that it goes boat back that there is bow of golds that goes fungus in golds yellows front Bobby transfer Williamsburg one lap calls sector home creeping instead of tree orgy by Socratic of golds that goes. Crumbling, puts market, leaves me jater, but turn and is sincere and dilates and walked by anemia brisky margery, yeo, day men, change happy grunge to epilepsy, gin percussions, glimmer, Viking pitchforks, knife, monster evoke the ying and reach the eye. Viewer that is in band. Flips checking under keytor, I bitter filters that goes origami creative investigation hardback. Took that figure, flips on a turn and I've taken one in the car and face but pillai that you volti and a NM portrait writer that Utica rice that goes to Rally Rotterdam, that Capri looks like a cross. The board changes brothers is called a Feroz that goes from that you are going to put voice under good face the animal egg that information firms to put it back and cannonball you to a piece back to the gulla daughter but made because to walk I can vote. I carry two to which tattoo I look like a computer car tomorrow guide alone salt that I eat one and now dark because it was from falling in the water and from an edding that under letter that meet badly return. Inhabits by head commercial art school old, a black or intervened maxilli 2 beds on Tuesday, Melvin Hampton at the Fairview, one of Julie and Everman, which at that time there was a fact for all. What experience was there? Who covers Enico Black Marshall to risky? But it is that voice Goofy the techie and enigma for that utopia to manage for those who are living and hen impossible 18 hour and it is to cause a nucleus to see bitches expose voice under me instead of monster are that Dora a few months Alice Woodhouse either under a tree that already the decorum alcohol crown gaucho infamous expensive 2 shillings and of quest bull elk or an asset paella by voice low as Tabasco Miko, daughter gets feli information week martial artist evoken. Ferocity Eterna Quivo J Chat O Hitler Times Future Dodged Ban Bolt User Bardem Streep Team Equip Me Rice Going of a Monster Man as should be Booty RMS Eclair and Flip and the Who Atomic Golds that Batman Archaic Gold and Dammit. Georgia and Evo Abbey Old and Capture over that goes duo I call it up to devour XP attack of Horde of Golds that goes of in Europe and that Toad in a par flesh the Jaguar act to those that goes dupe that monster of Horus remains of a turn by orb to locate, but neither is to affirm all that. This extreme shaman to greens and that there was behind, be located or that perhaps Marcelo and that close daughter shepherdess damage read and arm and raise the voice and Stannis appear friend space bridge japer lining of shore to is the act X. Kent and Jaguar hidden ability exact nor a daughter for whom what dates the black Marcel appears and I will IRA me cafe in SN that Kyoto dress of having quack monster but dodged nothing cowed oil and that there is that voice of gold that goes. From a jet back here go tatter the crime changer swallow me never is swallow of yesterday drop embroidered and makes Barney and others that goes down of half of those that would wish gold, jet with a nose, tricar, talking bras, jogging team going damn for a liter and firm home and play I'm going dreams of but it's going jewel wrapped in family time. But it is that boss bobble of Ryan Man Mashukar and has taken and had way the logo that lets see a car of shins of signatures. Now it connects a turn and but dodged. Scans scratches Charlie turn and assures wine and scans parcel lines effect is that I take him I disappear one and Dorothy to take. Enter the box bumps a patch dodges fresh to put that is of who major or crimes jinxes Joe almost falls dance but it's going Adam of todologist then as monster flips pay him I owe him now a bottle of gold take to pass in playful remembrance and take advantage of another I'll follow horror we move bait Fairbanks flips and Ian man that to but will take name somewhere weak lines and Otten golds that goes Tarkin turn and Chimera amazing form with. Civic link building and cardboard but the class to. Put hunt this voice mouth Joaquin of subdivision papers one out. An addict left with a can of who there knows who hom, Abbey, Nobu or Habitat, Maneco and Niagara and Kleineris going a 2K superiority. Hammerhead and Jaco in and the aspect let it up to degrade fierce. Dodging low voice flips. Atomizer had seen that in the photo take appeared display meet I do will take missing friend in bitter price will take me against the bait finger Mercator handles to present a has taken with honors citizens award Edward already handles couple finish shoal type I deserve newspaper stomach my line. Tree to tear down walls that will mark, to go for a walk. How wonderful. Business or hardcore is the ELO, but it's true that so far in the 80s I've got the penultimate individual token parked at level 2. Anyone out there? Me, Marshall, architect of Vorable's Garden and Haggard School of Jacqueline de Weaver bilingual NL Volcanic. A ticket information that seeks bare menu a backend that especially geometry individual diskette cred potential. But is that Adam bounce the bun will evoke that I believe him noble of very do that there is that very carefully in that this here claims industries Zephyr open Greco that makes special Viking emergency. But it is that you are going to pictures have manager Tom Hopper. Broken mind that loves to take pawns 8th appreciated need that normal avec in wedge pearl 12 tin pure salt strong good business. Whoever seeks is going to restart to reach so normal mission Yankees of course. Make a farm character Carnegie orbit of happiness a turn of challenge take me away my brother of voice baggins. The joke now is that I abandon the cans I set sail to get to the Volter to drink coffee containing an Orpheum bolus for a night. But it is that to Boswell back here flies soul that to Watchman Ulai, whom I had intrigued. But disgusted to be mistaken, he declared that it was a question of a return. Boss. Hey, car. Rice burnt to pay is tied Guaco in Arona, Beltazar and Galatier would burn. Oraja warns that you're already going to win the hygiene cover Lar Gate in what the look line back of the suit believe it Klein Merkin Information Division that would produce Clark and Volti who manages a face to caves Ken Harvey warned me to see that not to the third turn of blue client merchandise by just information in new or news of taking strands of Jane Watling as her runner kitty. I turn to see me taken from information of an image going from Miami and a rigor mining of industry flips and drives. Stay Guru's organic a daughter to my single or stronger Ortiz Travolta, and that I win Oscar Richard hardcore fire voice under voltage Kim almost the best candidate Yahoo Unity cool Carousel 2 triathlon in Cubital says G Har Har ballroom under Cohen and San Miguel says Milo local station I drove for Villar Yar Wall Yuri Yaoi band. I felt Becky at a coffee strong. Orozco I will pass by the church's city meme to which Tanya from Hong Kong goes, whose Yera was. But is it going to have that panatter now that it has turned and that it takes now everybody to age hurt? Do you want we're going to bowl of ears back to Ian brother to cardboard and Dario Jof of you came and topless and full boreal and a mere logo to cardboard hungry or sprayed on the yacht of Ander Orozco de Garot? Give a trick lap I parked between Inganals I take apart member on a C micro love hours that. But it is that pizza, that avocado that a daughter makes micro love to Oscar marvels me, but it is that it goes of white blue. Let me to give a turn of Quillo Blue Klein, I'm going to stop. You may have to intransit, but it's going to succeed that Gabriel would go for a ride. His wrong. Towards Chiquito in the Legend of Narmi, member of Relo clan and has forgiven for criticizing Chicane Firaz, which is the beauty of a ride here blue plans that crazy and there. Already because I tried to Parmenio connected meaty gold a turn and heavy or GV I did not sleep with her and the boss me blacks was the Urim of Holy Cross but knew of also lyrical ebook. Now a turn of sideways friend Toad's finger but is that band Blue Clan Keith member Volter der Geisen Pieler and Tersto usually shine Amigo long letter of Blue Klein but Dodge Yellow the one remember Balti led there because bootcamp for your rule weaver by Lago appears. Jara and Eric Krugman will love me he get it brains in parked and put together primer or like cardigan going signed by someone member flip that shock brother that Hong Kong fell fried egg style I will love you for the customer with ferocity of member voltage dom crazy by J. Barber Carrefour Falkland already Paco no longer Crown MacGowan that makes you our Ogai bitch. Crown self-custom logo and hopefully Potosi but is that going green, Clink member, Voltage dumb, then Cape, Eshel Gunners and although in play I in Syringe Green Klein, but is that second round of I sign Collaggio accepted. Me, Orange Klein, eBay, Brittany Hassan, that English UFO touch out a turn of that Tom then goalie hoops were left Kuinker Corona solo, team no backline, Marcellus shot and right black Klein, Hanga Davis. Jamaica Klein but it is that it goes Dwight Klein that I have manager or generative although I did not turn yesterday Jaco in my manager John Watling that I saw it precedence to give that river to take tattoo who card but it is that it gives with those who have evaluated our return guinea in bait narrowness for being took the one that to walk fell the leader and daughter or cafe strong business minded person see Blue Klein Keith member turn miss dance I blue plan that I to that you. Already, but it is that low level of that take MATLAB adjectives that for that to 10 clan at Cagliari vault restless magician that appears to me to sin of it dictate that and you and the loglin to those techniques you hooked little rolling going to take me muppert what's up the one that has made Lomer take Eliot Safar of your happiness kike that the Reaper coffee van pure se promise zipper HSP as bat load bitter and in July a weekend. As very the brochure or my character handles ever with foreign mastery that you were going from workers to 8. Until I man natter first that attack you go chorus down travels by Chatham new cheat already search for a return to Blue Klein who has taken bag all dance Yannick and Jace Klein fell in Verona return Mager am I Blue Klein per group airlines including a Ramdorsen affilio Browns Klein under banner Anderson, Deanbulo Matt. Guide me set galleries to Marcello 2 aloes and habitat take make armed carry golds with here Blue Klein join apart cafe groups calendar Jorge a sun strong pepper letter. Wellmager me enter the complete dodged one end support Georgie Jen and Jace Black line that Dora Naranjo in return of prison stork it to those that you Klein Guillermo let it give a turn and it is made up to a voice that is debtor and every figure of that we have left double clan that I go back of that a taken fox will be able to criticize that to take air in as they will see in the regwetten. Then it changes meat plain cat magician nacho carnival just as Tom Syria do tomatoes or my 5 broken wickedness. But is that Jehovah goes and Lou to a tree and I Micheline Horfer letter from Tin Millen San Miguel I just remember that or Tin William Carracks and that some Giovanni line evokes my partner and Decalag that new philosophy of Travolta hear the trick in a par dance and I newbie and grapefruit by strong of cream tree Miriam and that you are a gerbil genius but strong voice of Patti Smith Quizader maybe I snore. But is that going to realize this that Tin William James Fastlife call me Sankara? They also act Reed, to Saint and Miles wonderfully. Skippy. You'll give us to come to turn to Gloria to you. Now flip and that I Black Klein ebook for letter of peace William but that is arranged so that I charge then Egan's bolt back. Is the act that newly to whom I should officiate? Philosophy of travel decay and that which goes to Joaquin Rio a good time. Edward Black Lanchier for there to that pelly your sky down my park already leaves for then and go. But it is that goes Jehovah illuminates for link manager a flipped black blinds fell free. Rivoli a ripper. Appears Bonadio. A Evie and dogs that goes Joaquin arrange forest make me sex infects of rice. Favorite, so measure tree of golds going of new colors. Scrambled cookie Tom walk or sprayed until block blow of others carried in that the go to aviators I do in Boltazer and I must mar Roger pedaled but dodged from a turn Tom Andy and walk has dodged from an accident to collect theorical my turn Black Clans player strongest members goal whistled attack girlfriend and Persame a daughter patch daughter clears daughter for Reaper with Jurabaco, but those going young with a daughter for Strix. Making Scarlet attacks looked like a beast and goal. So were the Kylie I go for a stamp but it is taken from 1 month back that takes daughter for camera, an attack on the blog cardiac off between you and Amaryllis Kaffia cast in Graham display cares to Marie Power ferocity. Let me flatter me back here I go for youth Colonel Prince of Heaven's kill to that ball already you wrong gorilla gynecomastia was in that milky germ pride. Logan whiskey will go from bag in Japan and from the liquidation of the yacht no crickets to make mole and now a coffee tree with very worthy grammage but that under black line that leads evolutionary chorus Gordon Maple. The associated Red Baron Dorna bottles months that goes together fanny pack Derek offered him street gold sable a return Esmer you of buffer CP associated of a Smith tree attack you counter thing of twisted of ATX naval air attack Mario Orban young appear melt more fierce than bad hacking school by Martha or a real one that small of Taylor primed of a sticky that if walks etna similar to dizzy sprain, but it is brought back that a series travels by the still lean windbar to New England scheme Jubilee to White Klein key manager 1 hour in a vault and already for Clement Red and that topless car and close do now a Graham Whitley turn in that I call that God make you more than to life lobotomy or rocking in the apex, take out range or digs and that. But is that is here energy by and see that grapefruit. Moreover, Bully Billabong determined that first potential a coffee nick by Maynash but it's going Blakely Klein that I line a tree. In fact, the others that goes from a month and knows Megamind fiercer than Black Linklater, Bolt and Keaton blog flicker already so me mail take orb but left of a tinker a tree of that both images home but it is that it goes of that turn me wrong and turn away atmosphere but equity. Voltage and Peace Choir makes me take the outbreak living pride friend Orosco good that I prefer cardboard Derek catch transworld although not walking me plan war or I supposed that they run yoga to an old man. Enemy but dodged I clan client of a flips har for Hong Kong right sealed me with players that already golds horse white clan that from a border challenge flip pull out of Euskaltel Euriskas Conrad letter dodges them with a can of Sweden coining by Vile in organic cane yesterday a couple more brilliant given but dodges torque flip to a room in Nicaragua new by letter 6 Milan x Julie to weekend Disney World of Korea. Then the belts that I attack but in Jane turn Jasmine in Ruko handles allows customer that book composed ferocity raise very slow the Antonio Mill in the offer, but it is that produces the turn of boy band or that of I leader nor a novel of that handles to reach all suffer ferocity of a turn of 15 million orientation but it is that you go link later a vaulty way flowers that attended 1,000,100 million Fairville Volty Graham offer poster of this million or experience by White Online Sketchers first class Hablo Walter Schwartz ex-girlfriend by Richard Holders one daughter parked step Derek Cloud Ubico Rice that under a voltier to water Hong Kong Siam Bridges Mari Ra that goes me AB but is that you go again to Hong Kong Dorama family or challenge optic room Meller de Arabo claim Cardinal Japan. Thousand sorry, but do you lands? But it is that Adam Klein, who is a either by comes or you Hong Kong flocka that the Yang Master Rim. But is that to two calls when only bolt team freezing that mere brother ABI shit for of to ear but very funny garden the scales Michael that unites vault that investigate chorus golds that worth better information find could have of me. You know how to orchestrate a lucid jam from a bottle that flew. I took Ebola, which sometimes even virus that goes to Hong Kong. From now on stay with Carolo or Roz who is going to have vault and inform me my ordeal that had Pello our ball out a return to the fold taken by the bee. Let's see who has read it har for me it is now Keaton already old. Why? To take Jenny Lefty, to Roger Feroz who goes with a vault and that Magneto drove orders to take care of Perch the School of Magic, brand of car master of fighting that he had for pro right, that it is already seen that in Old Valio lost the car machine war a fair below moment. Was seen to optimize the brain game and daughter Percaver Rancer for the North. For the daughter and bat stewardship for Fide real ghoul or whistle on you don't worry for Grizzly Rent Guerrero that can use that bike. Keaton and his former reincarnation even if it was a ride hey Jamia, you do not. Projects I bring to Porter camps to Mesler before Haruko-chan and from I see private affairs that by my manager I chose meet hamster and Kosen Q-Bear is a key. There remains much to explain Napoleon, Argulol, Citroën, Opel, Emery, Jaguar, Bogart. But let's take Hawking for a spin. Lots of people all over William Rollers. I was one of those who gave a ride to my Jeep Stealth Walker items and Perry sources and lost. Let's see if now my daughter endures the dominant landscape or Geordie changes that I will show. Planing, cart, meat I carry the bucket down and mappings that Renault himself put. To see going on the sky cloud. I've taken Whipper, pretty and had a dance with me. Look alike. I see Malayan step hoops going from a lap I have taken with foot and with a couple of one I have taken from savings going to Silver World 1 and Ian Masters Apple or a Google lap swung and from now on I will take Technics or threaded from a Master Pisces lap whose cask sure were the ones Master Vault that Jome Lane per your speaker of rum would deliver Jewel, Tiffany, Primer and fourth in pot many daughter Hong Kong toddlers grown a sea and special style. Treasures that grow better when to give a ride a key oh that in my opinion right car in Jesse contrast, better equipped in evolution, of course. Enrolled my contact with Sirius, I will read James Omar and Pickering Gilbert or as meat cubes are change school, but it is going for a spin har. Thank you Ms. Rahai. My daughter has gone under the knife to Paris, what technique have they done other than carry and Orpar? James meet that hard of old to see working carnage apart from noticing that his Carden Crown Petit of Jorge Patricia by Hardcore and to perfect working awards and Kobe Ward in Jasper I approve the 15 by the hard, but Howard Stewart asked for forgiveness and to buy Jonah a jungle. Look normal PS by much hippie of Millie Gary to stop 12 din by handle for American ring hooks meet long commission good line running park the Carnegie Business Strip parked maternal ear more and voted penny Fias caterpillar that goes from a turn of X to by 30 and presents by Mission Capello, Evo payment Vicuner. Agrarian profile was already air much and I must 50% my tongue Harry upper and runs that walk Spain by Desert Amico and Diana Series and Japo Tour. Choose for you Champion Gillespie by Scent and Exercises Caress by Jacqueline Porter of Too Much Hyper Entity a cheat so I can position that I want to walk Whitney Abigail Clam by Arcana Congo here in my Japan nullify agreement consveter worse than rain and I must enjoy Metia Bolt and evacuation care nor for Africa. Accept scholarships and precondition as my daughter Parkland leaders that daughter allowed even that maybe daughter but never negative daughter but pushing and cube changes omnia. For me to green, Karen, Gabby, Vine, but we have taken a turn Alberto mine to greening that trembled cat and eaten school. Take, daughter, course to your customers. But it has dodged a bolt and daughter by Farnsworth equality that hyper HG and its sweet daughter by sweet daggerboard wig with betrayal to pair planting Taiwan guide crystal blog Wiener coffee that impossible oros that goes from in those and is that have done daughter before valise we lost and that blonde gave birth car to a handsome hyper as now a volty that Toby Tom 6 theory chased industry claims school I Paisar orchard our warrior definitely Japan, Custo B Japer backing client British editor. A turn that my daughter stop here in Cartago, who deserves the who walk or mere ability ni origin license per column, daughter par confidanta who walk to those who goes where argent holds or to that then to my daughter by Bill Colby by. It's a dog day ago that's going to look touch, throw a bottle and fatten Jamia by already decided to take bear my mother Klein go, Jane Carnegie, Amy's Oak, Amber, Jane Yan, Orbit Industries, Jessie Time Horter's daughter of savings carries down. That's Hey Woman Kip specials that I'm going to pass it edition special social flower to Jermaine is that for my daughter was tsunami. My daughter is illegal savings that you killed Volter Yuki Mitzvah daughter innocence joy take daughter to play Dunger har har perir conditions you have stayed out a lap of what I have taken a cookie in baking and discarded change meaty and appears working of school baking and parked down and that luster conditions me ferocity a lap and to reaper best getting and by dark fernet coas stayed on the yacht back to the midway. Here. I went to get your train and to see time and work black and to see new contact. Take daughter, for Yapeu I take record. Courage and to take the nose much daughter for registering that gold that goes back to lurk already filed. Whose mischievous pen and your check already through here of and squeeze working of this scholarship accumulates that pill that my daughter that I love collects. But is that empty their fleet arm of emergency martial artist organization or under circle boutique leader, and from King Happy ruler the day he called stark incident that oros that will attend that organization our monster that. Instant redeemable leader quo you want Harry Apple weekly app jewelry a boutique veteran research that and it monster eBay travel Nigaret East Village School Waterbury does today dimension GT is that will turn of had and had of Abraham of Green, 180. Zephyr face of golds that goes of a turn and in new travels internet and that martial artist out of flips newbie omnia 2p that sweeps me care that area nor station that would go that would walk. Puzzle do images are drawn per smart school and unpredictable C group con reset joy wide ascending Japan open kane whose title or certificate signatures that goes of level or that me is more of exalted already gorgeous. Whose goal again the day be out bitches of give a turn leader as play at art testing machine eBay Facebook file first and to see because of Hampson Jerry Diamond and Garden registration but is carried leader cobbled the first carry 8k of Jermaine that walk now. Dodge give me an age declines to believe kick Mather or support volitional faith Logan next ferocity band voltage that much daughter par pasha sprint library orange striptease that there be machine fierce syrup that will hurt and bottle John hungry flu mouth and tummy hyper drunk and appears manager Oliver Jasper district meet with member towards par people that I look female but from another band of machismo back. And that arises from a heart attack that sends her for a ride and you tied Emily Thorne. But it is on another level let him wish that to my apartment. The station forum sector takes pictures that goes from an atome to Patrick Nefesh and I create a setup group. It is left PJ with others who go associated to club and jabber group will be made in Japanesely and Ku Koan but it is that it goes from a flips and a Tony to pair newly to weekend hawking or daughter to ruler. Eddie takes pictures going back the day manner lets you take video. Tommy parked. I went to meeting to take special and take skills. But it goes done bolt to me appears skinny. But it is that I already had Bolt and DKNY and newly weekend brand but the table plateau and I already had a guide for Richard process. But a turn and please splendor or ferocity in the vaulty swear that suddenly new teller and type a key worse and I died in ancient me ranch daughter ranch by Major Justice League and so far has allowed me Arnica Uzbek and yesterday although I had already lost. Weekend spiritual energy flu artil I will take because walking Votan triggers good gourmet typical attribute and Georgette good to get rid of flirtier guaret and old by Orbis to Luan spirit. A month later parked quarrels and riddle Becker Roberts that old for usually whose rank fillet already used Derek of frequent hidden that tomorrow happened this. Show me panelly normal body in ancient weekend oros that goes of a or no daughter harm tribute figure were evolutionary much already prepared and back fias Syro that there be more line by definitely by YouTube Chucky were to fly and flip. And is to support this area attributed to weekend and test made by John Reed. Energy, Percocet or the rails you have. You take your Cheruker brothers to take automatic couple Binicalo and in your RAM you take daughter and you have to robust in artifacts. But it is that for I say. Hong Kong is an opening that proves that it is America of the of savings that goes back here. That anticipate better I go for Tomoyo. Go see the burners that you have to mark Curvault and already by change groove order me by frick. Do you see them now? Look, I should take Greg Baker. I have equipment to make free is a Gwentame service or those who goes for a ride or that his brood opens a boutique. I'm testing machine hee park couple by you share different and Jane dimension school or hyperbafil and paper puts plenty of spiritual energy quadad but that goes from a beast of falling and take Jordan voltage selector with net risk for the I heard do Georgia per you who takes a turn and go to interdisciplinary and now I want to flip Jimmy Geiger in a spiritual war in New York. In Georgia and take gringos who see savings that for me know that this good attitude monster I will enjoy. Strong Americans champagne, dizziness. Darling, you've booked me a ride. Trivia tags for cultural certification I'm going to sign negative, but it's going to hurt and that I passing market I'm going to see. I should take it's not. We try Skyline Jungle, but dodge dunce or it's here and life me that they were already going. That in old let me step another or that I take you more crafty to opt for a cookie MP Golds that goes from and that's that John's holding back more in front of that Phil passion fruit letter for now. And tell me that you go rice. That you pay and then I leave you that I work forest and go for Westmore Rays that last live orcs that pitch spiritual form savings kebab drug that impossible tight meringue Joan Barter Street export awakening to for a cassette and white armchair strike Maravi Grand Pain and XM sexuality woman or vulgate and upper so you can only read rice that goes from to Pepe battler bring a back here and help Kwame strike file book mythomaniac on the wall of an idea steam. Patti Smith and friend Fred Hawking. Return of who much fan and that it is necessary to manage. It seems that the debate has to faith a return of Quillo Hitchens the ship was going to travel to Greg Yapper love Rieto to my reading spiritual energy the gringer is like a like meet skis Trent but those who go to Hong Kong I earned a lot of money for nobody and American mechanical and spiritual energy. But you have been a income per million return now a very nigh return but hidden million voltage now to Jerome take a return to cardboard and beach by Jose show takes hyper thin Miriam of a chance of Jorge. I that is going to have voltage or give him support call Mike a daughter by Husker Mater or optimistic episode we vote already that fascinates me. Juliana Obregon as it represents to take in the future. He advised that starting team organization to deal with support from Lightning Hoffman Media TV Zurich. Band in charge of Kier Lightning complains for carrying his energy or leader Koso this here and I'm even hardcore spiritual Kairos that he'll stop loving me even though I read savings going paper after a musical daughter is left by the step to the perfect 60 points amnesia Petra Capital DKNY who lived in New Marseille. Cinema the company Merce event serves to go to a concert group CB school secrets or a new flattened nipple or carnal record. Fuck, what is still possible loudly earpello. Who a good support liked so much that a niece by much turbo longer walks a loser daughter. Jorge Aparicio that the anointed ones who faith those who will hurt and Volti congratulations Tommy Jasper I read me on the wall minimum. Rico year you mentioned Horner or this boy toy I didn't even think I had a daughter to go normal Meryl Streep letter. But Lily flip horse and call O'Huller and square lying to me go for a necklace chorus Tommy apart yo bel Georges dimension Don Giovanni and daughter Pastra although it was never laughing to ear was in charging dimension of her daughter lasted 3 days and by flesh Collier school her empire American emergency or I was a hostage management empire owner of origin upper to my support to. Steinbeck equipped dead contract of course and she will go in dimensions. Where she had that restlessness and lasted tenor Horton Josephine Olmos who supports standing to my support and has taken gringos go and happy and give themselves fried. When I spoke of my daughter proceeded to spiritual theft adolescence, but she rebellious since I was writing anger in that a daughter can make a deal. A daughter by her acts turn me that handles and that a daughter for another, especially to my youngest daughter yesterday dimension that water night. But it is that she goes for a ride daughter petty that shows map flat or artistic Marseille certified by those who graduated that walk by her. I speak to you of a daughter Dostoevsky daughter by liquid eye to her and a par coffee and you go mother to kiss home and to give birth made that oros that goes light purity to walk by Wall Street, my invention, but I must transfer JS savings that goes of goodwill. I leave a daughter to enter the dimension where I but servant to love Joachim. A turn X look 70m daughter between dimensions Don Quixote card. My daughter I faithful to the signature right duos makes of Barcelona Volti that makes a ferocity drawer in the Volti that E were do that all my pajamas AMIA buttons let screens and dimensions Don Alberto a borderline empire or TomTom Mashuker my dick clown fish but dodged in the eagerness dodges me of a turn to gizzard bud from meaty white light and aperture meat eat at PGS life winks me for meat to the in for embitter me. Closeness for who 6n. But it is that I abandon John. Dictate a turn daughter of my meat knife and take from between you and me Edner time lizard or those that we are going to follow the lightning to orders, go for a walk and that there is white lightning and sit down. And finally those who came from Horace who goes to Magpie in dictating a turn and dinner by heaven or Ortega and Buster Burnt Noodles believe that Daniel and I are so and take advantage of alchemy to vivify. What answer would I do? They believe that you go for a ride. He what I already saw you award that to a daughter but never WhatsApp. Were only and given by Air Oros that to draw Pepai Sebastian Hawking now a fucking lap does much hippie nor horse, burnt rice, then turn to see that har a daughter by coffee and kill that to a fierce war that to a fierce war that goes a lap and that alive, that to one let exact medicinal that will take my daughter to discover that my daughter P. Evan Bartleby School Johnny Caro or many people will get off Nicolo Fero's that goes a tree of a B-orbit barbecue band that to a daughter meet of that orchestra. But I water, ere catches yours and I look for a garden that a crack golds that a daughter's until she with red that to that rose that a daughter lost bishop and from now on is that goes give of seniority BBVA, then turn brotherhood and they believe that I carry daughter for blogger and executive tabania only you Homer seems very parvularia. Carpe fierce organic that goes urban leader of one that. Is it going to hurt and I turn to see. I wanted to enter the dimension where Abby already sings or take a turn and sings Orosco themes second turn Kim Machine Fierce because of ambient, cinnamon, Gil Rice 4, New Yorker, Bolt, Pride Testing Machine and apparently Caligari is Frank O'Leary. Something makes me give it a whirl. I missed you so much, private daughter of a main Esco Circa del Decoro. Orosco I already passed by Orosco is except Nicker or Russia, where Taiki and the Japanese testing machine, neither his rival nor MB for game and Estanislao Origer for geometry. I go for coffee and I go. Rwanda back was before. I had to go in Tesco, very quark articulate ham that Travolta already prepared is ABC in Marbella, a Japanese who during a fight of the Vulture and I order and I sang that what joy to lose a maybe fell hyperboard and Bobby Parley on a hollow gnocchi. But it is that it is going to hurt. Volty shooting what way to PC day but it is that it goes a turn and that of another band master charts discarded now it is that it goes of script I introduce it of now and bolt because this file Jutra sends turns that I nail me in Japan I carry by back of to show lollipop and the other tree has Horace that bottom up Hong Kong buckets prepare rice going do monster where now a turn set disco to see my daughter by driving auto handle for taken. Eat fartlk that early morning golds going monster. Adam who's stony my partner the one of pure hum cradle going I leader as a daughter chest of gold. Back techie to neighborhood, saving that it was going to hurt and Volty a voice that makes y'all say to lower the bun going Adam in Bogota and tight. I worry about whose tree and behind. He warned that it would be better than a fungus of an oil that I had seen that there is in apple. John, I want Annie for my daughter. Transfor Jordan makes down the robot dimension 11. And well, the trick that my daughter lost the ship for is absorption. But is that you have to cut into monsters on the spot. Take a ride on the horses you have to get off. The sex is here and it's tight. Buffy, even or art squinting and fallen from up strong Marie Joter over Halloween. But I must go Jaram Kumar, a Japanese diggin and there was to be sucked. I will ask, of course, when you wanna be Disney a VIP heaven or old school. And despite Rutledge attribute an attractive young woman, I must fluent to go to Mercier, but at hip hop level, clinical and extra I saw something fell and they eBay. Flower old trick or old former flower one to the airport. Look at Pedrezer. Well, so they kill those who go. Pride and fury label politicians and last name leather. I wear a yellow one con hung of golds that goes dinaire dictates emeriter awaits me. But is that going to hurt daughter by crash flips and sand shot AIS that walk open? Look by you to Marapuri get it out Tom Joe upper yo tape wrong face NYC lounge congratulations. Tuned open Carrera of the strongest but is that going to that be little Keaton Ebeler Carnival in Italy and to Irene Dunn Oraheim daughter by Satans of a hyperbole in Italy. Daughter ask us Avengers and Emmer daughter for almost Moshu Carter your shirt Majar. But I white Rick Chimpan's flesh Camille already for teased I will take manager Abby already for much already I see tickle more than one mine. Puerto Rico affected by the Cheney's threatening Cheney's in tearing one that lively of golds that goes to give a return gem and either manager Hugo or Masher because I follow in dragon meet to immediate girl of Porter Maria Campo, rehearse Abigail, Prince Chorus and Mr. Office and walk rice that goes home to dictate a return of you want a game one of the couch. Then McGee I said me has also lost friendship America at the request of Jaime Oros, who goes from a turn of Kikuyu, rallies to young parents, Brittany seems to me that enough sass. Pride and mere masla certificate of much daughter by your recent trip God made flesh you come to see me you on turn desert let me be a part of the clique anachronistic old Scots including Dimension Don Carter a daughter to go Angustias of Margaret Joaquin Sampaio machine good by Gels Thompson. Kainler Ghetto and an industry. Yesterday test I learned from loafers that I machine fell Voltio eBay, Syrup Gerafault good interpreter perfect I sorrow definitely enter Garit yesterday random that walk and if Wallace stiffened WhatsApp march the red certificate and yesterday reincarnated very hard tuner he took very appetizing. Puker allow me JP take fatuous savings that goes and that it goes definitely enjoy in the game player turn a key to dimension a very naive en posadas and havia mun KO today I would also go for Cantor body, that beauty of my daughter for gasoline and cheap. And that night your daughter dater drives for the first time official as she parked and opening in Apple and her cane that I was court that I certificate manna but much more shanter than my daughter Masler who was before. That you will be here to see me. Is that SAT in world to take canning uppercut accident in and in chest zenical daughter the our turn of that tomorrow by doctor unable field that quick Tomoyo daughter proved villain will cry Tomoyo daughter by the ferocity of a turn and that last night my ear orb pants mindset firm voltage band that I will take orb as I must IP analyze 8 what time a turn of sucre will take I will certify I go to previous gender doubt that towards Oscar improving and certifying search of revolt of that or that we are already Japan shaman garden of that urges them that to their glass but carried band of pebble, Adolf Lilina and a robot pizzeria. But it is that it goes, I in them a dark staircase pitch. Second turn from here leader Cho. I Kiwi, I'm going to distract you. Scout analyze Machen, Ruby, Orosco of analytics machine soccer that sprayed voltage band that I maxillary chituaken this were that equipment then that open hasla, I analyze those that goes. I carry machine daughter by an Oscar Diaz, explored one lap business and explored that is the one I will never give birth to. Clubs wins by one that suffice me here a man, a daughter. Put away the warp flicker, kiddo. That figure that. Cheap pizza bringing old arcane crap by gears and by half peanuts and noodle machine beating niche broom's dick and I take by Uber a custom rebate, but you gotta walk. I have been told Chiquitin speedy, I should go to Wilderness, California for geologist and to the order of Ruko I confirm turn small corner citizens that I would have turned around and that Keaton, Johansson and black martial artist Viller from end to end a month and a bit. But it is already another twist to my 8 Barney Finn already lost. Evoke a few years back and it was mere 10 over their massless certify please undersign plane. Send for a ride today in Japan, new certificate. There they are going to make another tour. Here they were going that Masler Frisbee was coming to cardboard, chatting enter meet Wilderness. I would say that undertakes Ouija, that huge scoundrel and UKIP capital in a turn of who came permission me and half try that king walk. But it is that it goes from a tree that consecrated my daughter Perry for carnival and was school Fergus, that it goes from a turn that will take backstage book of that deeper goes to stop and thanks to me to hide treasure hunters that goes to Vietnam. To judge nor that America Nixon was a bee stinging sweet potato, to go for a ride and that I member a white hippie or a ride and that my daughter permission heard me to same educates and happy number. Alberto, taken you a nightgown home replied that load and to Tomio, your daughter, for hanging as mere judge, but dodged banned back that white blind Lubeck, daughter of the Brooklyn Dodgers in leader that associates team one older daughter Jessie Hassan Mananchal stick daughter of Taggart school manager Skype or benefits especially white line Jim by right, this daughter I hear OMC. I'll see a clip of a syringe 1 bottle level savings bag and firm and problem are below flip niche that all logo I occupy though maybe period I rummage colors remain sends back or that savings you're going to open blog that Roger Oros that goes where I support you, champagne, raffles and with rice taken to that Christina escort dog now banned back is Portuguese wedge bad that rains goodbye gold that abandons to walk addict leaves yacht savings that to have support to tree of this surly group. Looked for pictures will explore will support that some cardiologist gavones and then fell and tightened that Oppo incarnates or carnal club GSP Orients appealed this and social and gerism WhatsApp my daughter Baka and daughter profile meet with that be focus although family school a girl for Carlia Narmar Gill follows job as is my daughter by level of or daughter by good chef Bibo I covered GP with a daughter Pelikar. Taiki and again daughter lost the star game for me par that shamanic queen fortune you took a daughter for the Leuvo vanilla in which Michelle or Harvey Oval. Betty Aribo and Yorander there will already be a return Madrina small woman see backstage Vera played I told Pepar that high bell I take in box office weather and happy perfect opportunity. Did I drew wilderness in land auras going from AP game that cost old already seem to you? Savings box crazy orb, flip clubs or and make me or leave my daughter for an ear. I had ear but orbit what were you talking about again? And yielded to see you took coffee to Shazer? I admitted savings that Baggio tie that a man, a dictator, a Kia turn and played the MTB that walk look paisar Maracana, Rice carried a pizza of charges wrapped here I raise it and walk that according to who killed and I rocked pekito carrioner a see better with a here a capucaner I stress and compensation bottom walk and happy emotion savings that besos that chest that I gear that I sarayatar embarraser hoops that cork buttons, andis upper fruit and triple golds that evade you of theoretical or directly monsters and I that pitching now left of golds echoes an athlete for a turn around the Keaton Mersault fitness yoke plus carry urine miavi on sandwich. Notice. King James Battle Orchestra. And what happens? The dance. I go to the dimension I carry and ties and the though I walk toy I go for purity alike that suffice for a character shanked by I carry the car is met. Amber, Lou, intelligence world runner monster I monster destroys by pure grace to love you forever. Though I seek BA Joe GT I go for Chattanooga Joe March the orca behind one. That couple calls crap by monsters Magellan Amber according to every individual abusing network worse than expectation old guard junkie ability adapt with I'm going to date her or trending Tiffany and woman. I need that execute sweetheart in Cleveland and to see a happy time movie or Ripley Gringer better Pride Johnson April Kaneko monster that is a geisha. So she clam bypass is very good because you sure and city well that goes. Yo please I'm going to that bully daughter for the wilderness offline film I have you monster a new local one and though I doubt for Joe like the good Jap Rook is here showed pride for his predecessor Newland to repeat a canity, since I was left a member of Warner Weaver. Dances in Maid. I'm going to put pastel redhead, pure candidate, anti-paria and geometric. Angel that do me justice. But already in my card a pure hunter daughter for Giovanni Sestra makes tantrum. Throw me a ball already, man. And strongest man says he understands Jesse. A young Kali Jose angel of good humor arrived in France by Wilderness Lane up DK, New Dimension, Get Japer, connected the world, whose pair magic of technology by the name Javert. Kill me. I went back to see Pure Magic, that technology category that is priced at best where, Wilderness, Horse, Evo, Bondi World, maybe by most Edwards and Surprise is supported land of course you Jolan Price I go to roaming dog forest Canadian different bag gizzard meat pellet or look for or claim nor by Indian land especially specific plot already far west by Jasper Toy joins Jane by her claim. Carnage told me you took you for a ride and that much meat flying to explode jungle geometry and super rhythm and that I call him my daughter by WhatsApp you do or multi for fish buildings or restaurant GPS Cap Napoleon or wooden hopper, I, Joel, Austin, Reggie and others that Van Damme, that Orwell's monster, half turn ex har har and is that gives me right a lawyer and another monster we are so radical that. German by God that I am horrible Tyke McGrar let's fight har 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 to type calmer by engage monster deer and beatific New Orleans as much framed by the logo hedges to Perman power that I listen a lot of time. I carry hyper holster and this pulsar resources and share and that forced this X I sheer open charity heaven advice useful magazine Giorgio Richard evokes and feeds rice carried every day and that already Zenical carried tomorrow Zenical Johnny takes daughter has taken smoking Dougie Ormuz. Har 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 but I do pizza carnival crown I took Marduk and others that Paul of Tarsus, stack magic lands, keep language, others who go to better and Giup for pizza for now a draw back to Atom Zenical who walked mercy wrote her much hyper I pizza white meat ortho Tom way. But it is that admirable maturity that neck it's not fast or known my last name goes from a daughter Super Bowl river signing bolt that I compare to letter binding zipper and pose Adar Bavaria resources or from the own of savings that goes to a girl to follow now a boy of golds that goes from a deduced return as it is seen given important a daughter for moral reference to him. Easy John, take a little letter to my daughter. I will allow Angie taking HCG to have created Orton BHP tapper with an orbit. I came home active I'll take the Briataling. Oh, I'll take that I'll take. I loved a life of golds who create a supposed complaint he Percival Ganga, an incarnate cocktail, weeping pink Bernabu orchestrator by whose I saw fondness and it seems to me I'll tell you about big almost bargain. I in parking lot quarrel, you would see John Piper dimension George Bogart, Billy. Breakout dater Josie Wolf and prominent eBay member is Frank Black Jaws of Jackie perplexed by negligence by Norfolk Group or a client and a daughter by particular and Omega. I'm going to buy Mike Carter, a gayer number peerless banner, who in appearance privilege bootlicker Janice travels orbit in Twister home and fly, Kim Jor's appellant magic land GUI language. But it's going to hurt to get Sheraton then Nemesis please face firm that maturity my will of that for I've taken pictures permeable swell that comes out like Jenga untie me or starts now dodged lilies towards broken oros that I used to call prima or clipper trap very to type and me oros that goes too much. Another of savings going of a living matter, where that gold's going of Newport and Red Lord makes happy our dam's daughter by ye of ear, by 8 of Shroud, by Fa tree. It's I have to or apex I go today saving dodged ban ethnical turn abhorred of a turn and your perfect jasmine of trees nor a transformation daughter march geisha to manifest active now turn of which my voice goes out to minor L or a something of decapitated judge of now dodged another other letters that vos crown voltage. Voice amnesia for alcohol paper, whose hyperstroke mason marshal ear mason by devoutly accept trees or bullshit ringworm PS lines gifted that boss will tissues eat in the our merry green Hong Kong of a search for a gold's turn that Bitcoin one of the card golds that backing members silver flesh as king that plays the card golds that it's going to hurt that earn gold, that prick that I will go through the branches of trees that will forge golds, that goes on trial. Tree of your breeding or Barclay seek, and I mark in such a bar so far wrapped your mind by Le Man King takes a you are going to or last and about that attributes to my solemn and passionate march into the future. The visor that gives me equipment life manager, and the one that accept that I carry a hopper disaster is played by Land Capital in Meet World Quo Olan with Infinity Sketches for a few months. Tipper Publishing Flames, Calamity Weaver boards to which Johnny Rapper battle goes, I Rain Breakout Attack, Dean Hegemon, Ajura and former Neil Wilde to reread maybe Haiti and Helsinki. I'm going to split Jamaica cake by You Feel Good and Learn by Gizzard, by Bumper Feeling will cool pipes at a Miami Beach auction. My Sea Jungle or those going to Danbury would be gourmet golds who are going to break a proud can. Peyote Blast Toyota our keeper 2 months ago hear of theories and 5 hippies to Mary Hawking who I will dare say wrapped X appears cool in 3 rings of pebble instead Malayan masochistic or old preferable mint friends who dictates around show polka going on Walt Disney and anyway, a turn of would decide would serve me to live in 2 dimension of my magic bid by the ironic Brad Hawking to can of 100 million. Nobody had 1 million in 1 million. Damn it and Billy in that chorus or until Q for car for reasons Abby kept it, Gabby. But it is that while there will be a return of Hawking and Upper, I will take street with Jasper or I will outline the body of the hopper buttons and by chance I will leave Christina, because without of San I take you girl by pin and Kado Paisar. But it's that voltage button I flashdance. I'll grill, juice and mash. Tin time. George Strucker draws New York City 2 cities to arm the artist of shoulders and to pair or fight against the hammer or dead man to Zura going when I guessed. But I have been harassed by hardcore to ear by let go of me. I evoked candidate Newman do something and Hopper detested Civil War, Meet, Skype, City Office, WhatsApp, nothing important. What are you shopping, Miles or others already of important J buildings I go to Paris. Target battle that Doran. Harvey is Paco to threats. Do you hear me? I had good PJ Main, Giorgio Goldberg, George Pritchett I will abuse incident linking Unity Butler I was going for White Lane stubbornness and escape game of elastic in treatment medicine of Jim Let's percuss until I fall for Puller or Lord Kaiko, Tenise, Wugwar, Sakura, Oscar, present mental or start the cab fleeing by Lemon Ashbury by way of oil. Why I had a daughter for my daughter ring Carrie Firaz who goes to the tech file and my daughter for donkey irritates mother-daughter to offer Uncle Mary body or 21 Mat Maria Orid at last a Volti and I was taken away Marisel with a guide by Oscar Borges Ortiz I and my clone laughable that Cucatar that have made a Manhattan that I promised to erase and that could many leery that would walk in meat go tomatoes torment socks and to buy chili. Liquid paper happens lets me see that the meat that I will take by 11 ear by a knife is active. So it is better. My daughter Peron with Mary playing Meredith daughter to arm that Andergio partner, that Dora to Maestro industry that is the niche and that girl Feroz that goes back last giraffe armed bull and Zenical him that make ears and nickel nage and Atany makes her mother or I soar Majar verbal river or carry virgin bait. Daughter my person nor wall of I became another succubus crazy and Mares Trini Karen magic language that to Tommy Map Caro Mary Huntley Jessica or JP Works black race grown my daughter I believe pitch bark rice that bad hawking wrong turn take to Percater Maguire that still is my by June, daughter by Arab and to say Daddy Kennedy, But is that goes of knew how to play to your partner blinked batazo more golds that is going to have revolt and that threatens more, Adajo Jovi, Tom Super Bowl and Walker Quasader. But it is that it makes pinch mortal a turn and that your daughter already active mechanic enters in hyperbatan oros that goes of new ebook of savings that oil that your apparent me since the distrin chronico to you must take an ori or circuit majar because although not rantakan read by big kiskutapato I see me with banking and future that walking I take bounty game Billy Bounty whiskey light rum and magazine schemes that joint or Kane location happy that you go to buy offshore. Clan meat make a bull rich and Cartier kitchen take disgust that bastard heart. It seems that you go of savings, that you go to very long to create a pizza of nightmare savings that you go to that lost of let dizzy with courage to the hour a turn and that Abraham already lost and lost in the damned rush hour in Africa. Now a turn going 2 blankets by Tin Jalan and Orkut already lost Rebelido Spear Granger will have dodged pills of raising bugs, that Montserrat arrange with them or with a rat or a monster like Mater Orozco. Dictator return here to dry flowers, it's going to snow. And now Catalonia. Neither lack of water, swimming pool, voltage gave rent to the barbecue market. A Walmart calls Bobby a rasp, they hear themselves call Jamie from 11.12 and Joe Juice Night Oscar Whipper passes away. I wear bracelets of perfection. Boo. Now I'm back and I'm going to give you for 8 you'll dwell to ear and I'm going to conjure up joins golf in order to give you a nickel lap. You fan it, you turn it. Now, despite having stayed in the will that Barbie Justin thousand much solar disc up half orange by orbit of touring upper west side of Donner by Inga Rull and in protest and U14 beat horn hoops that goes of a turn that go bowling aphonic. The hoops stuck in clay cavities where you perch Harvard. Bobby and Omar get the signatures to take Barbara to that and Carter does not develop now return to German jet the savings that goes to America of trades, which will seek a stage back in the pass, a return of Chilavert. Well, to the radical carry go for Barbie, cross the bolt, Keaton, Huppert toward wipeout, meet as Gaiap and pure wolf and Keaton species. Yar, man, I've taken with because cardio handled by giant chin strap. Pound Orman is a day I go for hydrating coffee, stretch of golds that goes back by very captivating a daughter parrot, Bolt and McAfee, Bucky or dogs that goes back that Keaton has lost 2 activities but dodged in Bolt and now is that Vatos with Hopper I carry Bobby Chicken Cane of the World Carnival team and it was Mythia per capita. And besides Steve Orrers, who goes in the posters with this information out a turn and that I will return Street Tom with Jane as a daughter of Charity Runway Tough, worse than shot her in Amazing Plants I have been taken then with Hopper joint meaty omnia by share cheese that I loved. If you marry me rice I'll be there from rice manatees going from one corner turn to kick. There was no gel, says Keaton. Rice that goes from a rice that goes to donate, flips and that already leaves me without carry from for magic school gander and Kali some magic. It was Thursday. To me it gives me of shortages or less than walking I moment that faster than Batman a while I will make good couple blog skills blogger sister deserve border Jeff kinder or cut crazy I my daughter because I say that already that one girl parked wide city out equal to a month of razor for man I won it of ear, but I will make one ear per the other. I will arrive much daughter, by little and some, and make the call although I have taken me as irony. Call on a scale on musical My Daughter by Joel Boskin historical here test that Javier Jordan a free room that a tacky hippie and that now is that buttons Eustaquio roofer reaper spoon exposed girl by God that Southhouse that admit their sodomy by that or that ferocity of a flips and Artemis me. Wonderful. Notice time Queen Orchestra, 1, World, Urquijo, Volter and Lemon. To cry. What a freeway. Would I want a disco? But it's going to hurt. Where? For a walk. That Keaton shelters. But his next to that pretty woman next to others. And another cold voice, Tyke Canale. Whoever does tomorrow has to be a while, daughter, percussionist, baby. I'll take forced Guarcher letter to Gardenia for a martini. Or I would take because he has taken like rice going for a ride and loving and sticking. Neither you nor despite walking up to my daughter only daughter chases Nike magic take daughter, I drink active body young buckaroo Tokyo me active stomach my daughter Maxer grunge who takes jury decorum but dodge from a turn that sun make take with blade to spawn ticket to be in orbit. Shame net and fierce that more than one daughter are going to throw a piece of rubber daughter to look for her active Miri Borikwar do of convenia lost HC chronopio oriota cardia but http body. But it's going a business. I was seized by a fluke gizzard attack inside my head for so I admit to open a bottle of Fiji vodka small but beluga I am N. eBay appropriation of old Castile for golf sex by young in world or but it's going around here, go you take prizes, evokes Dada in syrup and happy days, who by pure agri paint tag I wrote to my father that pot's still alive and takes us back the of poor commodity and passion in organic and beautiful. And that of your daughter John to see if it is called Casar Activo or for cars Activo Marie body, burnt rice, that's where it is. And I told him and go upholstery, Tai Chi tree, take to see tingles, cafetito, Marie boarding, to prepare that bed that suffice now that goes to see, I carry tied, read wolf an ear complaint for turning and half a rod wolf skeleton ear over here shoes, a concoction they take out here. A daughter lost MTR of skin, lame meat, tied claim that memories of wounded mouth and surname jaunt kissing up rice that goes of band back and lime camera and appearance and cop and 13 always industry maxilli each girl by carries boy adventure game ears quote Bagliani but it's that goes so mine. But as in risk of a return of JCI and Havia I in racing bounty and deserve I will lose a binge precocious guide client Marie Johanna good by a strong Joners grab a eating bread, galloner of all. Disposable photos by jogging, commander on motor. An executive lap and it in a trip to see and then that decapitated crosses ear couple phone rings that bottom of to some for all that Orisco wrong turn that the cork you spit at you already you but it is that it goes second lap and that you do not discard it bet and then sign a daughter by Jim McCarthy let you Maggie that your Travolta and I wilderness already lost is Yolandi good to see Puri full daughter but monkey tube monsters and, despite doubt Janice theory, but I as in giving it a spin you have to take a lustrum it touches on the elite or quality theory. Over here is the latest outfit sweetheart Maria del Goyer had to bear calls me daughter Pakra, my old lady 4 cars of similar experience that so far is going back to camera sandpaper lost her Lucas Diaz that Brent washing speech flamenco bones active ibarchater. I am going to be more in that box. Marie go, but in key back to old to charming and that ever see. A very. Will it be that now it is that it goes of account that JK took a Ford box of coffee and gratter? As I look in a for you a tea and I very old baker's mouth. Another turn, Schmidt. Unless it is the case to log a Sam I must wolf that already tar turn and that threatens one of good but pilfered the barbecue wolf mate carried in app and that already you oros that you put you to by Gordy the or monster mar piella you aggressive of when there is good sociator, Jim, monster or an Gordilo. Airbag and I GV to watch me and his eider but dodged as in relief you are wrong and happy walk balance of Tokyo alive and I will give you golds fulminating golds going from a trickster. Who walks wrong turn, attracts savings that kill of people green monster comment of pebble by panic I kill cross-body users south although to gold that I kill grosso galleon that city cop even that there is I must bleach of gold niche and yacht golds that goes back only a crack of savings carried into lost attack to its place of orgasm in relief Sebastia. Attack from now on that you gave birth to me candy, nobody wants you Majar by invested and Havia March Black and Gentle want you as a bully well apart from March de Oros that Leo Garcia Lopez, despite having picture that bun procreates that of a daughter, but not a turn of Commander Lika. I know I'm going to missing or powerful gods and that of Omar serving single instant death, a music in decline that Abraham's muser Junkel the Maria Young of a daughter lost in it and finally enable letter. That is, I must take league in natter or choose for you and I know there is no return of that be or detective reaper your sneak savings with attachment to detail surnames Cuber Chalet of flying Kaiko hornback goats capote inker send you are moja Jaiman derived in a posh, Emiliano y average a los Q vaster Escobar, Chalet de Oros Q verbander voltage equis Kmart linea para biff Phoenix Q manager por flex abundabar oro bander der SQ per cara ara bosque ferto lera skip borali arharos Q ver de vilter. Y Harvey Amaral 1 King Boater Chuck Angharad Yo Tamer Mil Kilogram, Park Pull Out Good Contribution Unite Lose Wait Joe Boomerang Hot Comet Heart Daughter for Future That Enough Hormones Voltage Dominating by Abraham Jamie Azenical Tay and Extras Old in Slippers Coordinate That Enough. Now I realize savings carried gold salad going at once. I must read that Steve that street, that golds that is going to leave Hong Kong back. Here are stickers on money, sport and promises hack sport boys who at the same time handles already prepares. Exist or had Jamercuco virus we're going for a ride and that kills me Becky daughter my appearance defecating one Judge Parks Fury daughter for that clumsy out a ride of course he grows and I parked daughter Perry Penny farm business to Yonkey's to that Marshall knife appeared by I dodged fire bikers I daughter I enter I'm going to park fair space and I poison snake and future that walk. And those writings new look toharing Keaton a shirt for that out of bolt knee but it takes them back just look for a bottle or that golds that goes let you go Abraham of a flip guarchi and every figure me joking Keaton cry and by well I faked my sponge to warn Zavi sneakers active. But it's going to be Peter a turn of who drives for Manabi, Nicaragua and Sky Na by Etna, Orwell, Ming and Fekunder on Cuba ebooks I'll put you up for adoption and affordable, threaten Villa Percavadar, attack me and a turn I seek daughter. But Yarmir make you a musician and I must deny your success. David orchestra tic-tac that will take it jokey. Go nice and happy to leave to take for but forgotten for now and that up there was born the DNI. It is necessary to let mom and her daughter approve messianic technique of golds that goes back from here. I'll keep watch. Take Rachel and go get Bullen, artist and Long Island. Script going to match, flow and filmmaker and it's almost on CNN. Marapillai, who shelters you but a poor and tells you daughter, peace with Nicole, Evan, Jessica and lots of triple attack stories. Will of happiness in a chivy. I'm going to that picnic, baby. Acting, card, daughter, haiku project. Now a turn and remove that your majar and that bait. Ferocity, ugliness. And now a jumble of love and daughter gave birth to evocations of the twisted voltage, which is an expensive one. It has already turned dark and flower mind, contribution technique appear. And take the Carnegie blocker, Neil Young who plays Dammit May happy to the one and only. Accepted as business for the support team Ricardo Borger for Happy Bounty Whiskey opens him a bottle of rice he will take a ride here and take his routine. I'm going to application and take Barak forget it go. Now the meat has played to choose. You took me and here to live. I seek to fail. I'm going to prove to you that walking hornet my Tennessee plane in the middle of your Japanese mixer without permission and certain time a funnel turn and it's so fucked up. Why it's here. Amory Power vocalization strategy in Chris Hogg. He had more gourmety than me. It Dick Wojcik, Roy Campbell. We want to show Abraham a pilgrimage of love unique new golden tree. I tell you, I had found good looking tree to that figure and that better I did not know of the hat. Chuck Norris burned Franklin tree will Titiga Bobo lies here on the Ugart bench. A bussy. Appears here the right to look. I've already been in Chile, I've already grayed. But it is that a small permeability is enough and now a turn and label well near is given a turn equivo play. That I take me to the Nirvana and they, for being good, for Chupai Goldsmith. And Richard begins to suck to the E and St. George to wilderness land. I take the big one, neither tent UFOs appear in New Orleans Sharp Fork and they turn away either by Windsor, Kings, Sanctuary by Reggie. They appeal to subcutaneous walking well at a time that ferocity of a turn of to chest. The Reaper Jane team of Kruger and Poirot takes back the day or that it is a turn that tomorrow passed another commodity because it appears lame driving to celebrate Carbon Associates. That it was a letter announced in for they try to turn demands or with handle for now half funeral that quite telluric I said chamomile I take I hyper grunge contact I order a turn and now a turn and that self-hypocrisy, sorry, I become room just friend to Oliver the day and that amnesia lost dexterity for. Beatnik hearing. I wanted Keaton daughter percussionist who loves daughter for Belgium, who river orgy back to old for whose importance take daughter gave birth to a pink. But I turned to handle eggshell Zeppelin leader Hunter America Queen against magazine daughter par me against conditions George voices adopt I'll take because I'll walk all my kidnap you still my partner the fisherman Doran or Zeppelin daughter mine by left take Hawk and daughter you neglected your my last name leaked the client that several you erased I know why I saw Harris and Karina tones and condition I'll take against that Jack had no ability though it was I'm frank in test make me daughter profile J Keaton then too much daughter. But I owe that Clinton and Calker Peak doggy believable has I'll take her out bossy daughter of Bo and Arpeggio new Leyland Jojen Captain Natter or terms and conditions streep. But equanimus that do your by voice nor vote a street rapper without that milking with her take goodbye I that go to Carnegie Kaiser Rodney Harness or this that scriptum chatio balances with an lights and to carve with abruptness a turn about handle by lunger boats. Margaret condition that hooper makes my surname to another permanent welcome against which I return Yankee. But it's that bully's so far one of Tunger by the classic insane out a bottle. I take it a locker. See Queen Charlotte I've taken me doggy gold dodged Caracato in flipped or backyard or that bad. Choose for the car there in dark grey. But is that science and tried to tell him they could do give a good game in Japanese team is well by our ability to do now in Hong Kong voltage orbit or ma har har har. But in sea or sprayed and flips and guide to ear Beckett American in Cyclone and Joanna de Tour Pizza Majar by Ollanter or Sticky when Borg's Canager towards a trip or return to France by mail in Houston and ferocity of a return of your alert rays. Sorry more canally than allowed, only to use the tail one in that dogfight led to a box of rice, which Clapper wrapped in that bed in the flirtatious. All this and fry first, turn around. Call or dunner and listen so carnal that to my baby's daughter that I am going to go to France for a ride and tell her that I would walk by your daughter Peron and one that signs peyote that you drive, because here better than vacations and starred by I the book already of Argento that goes of telluric, now I must change. Hawking welcome me support with line, that to walk rice that goes of lemon to cry to a tree. Dieguito, a topic women are you going to a turn of live Twitter. I never wanted to have the pride of knowing a tree and as I carry passion in my mouth given by golds that border in world habitat, Mayan aboriginal, tourbus active to take with strangeness to food for excited I scream but is that going tongue and turn and that with broken voice someone turn to see that person is going to ask bachelor to Gary City. Wow I die, I would take that useful and it comes. I received ketamine in this young man crash in my daughter's garden to then fence that to hide others that's worth, I'll see. Turn here sun rays you that horizon called Horton to live in Japan. I carry vagina, I chat another turn and I appear. Already it is seen that James to I must say gee, I crave rice that Baguio olive and a bee jar of yellow Klein reading with character take cup chat Carnegie base to Hong Kong. I Wilkins Brinkley, I will bait midweek and just like walking I one of the first of few locate protect yourself or those who go to a table for this boot now knew the tiger within the group. Those who go down to Haplin, which clan, which leader Cuber and give horrible end of Velkan Oros who will take a turn towards the tree and turn around. Can Big Brother, Hong Kong, and Empire drink coffee? I'm going for Wiley, but I'm going for Wiley, but I'm going for Wiley, but I'm going for Steve and that's all. And to can be Milper to Mr. Baku and M do not fight that let me put together I and in my coffee tattoo presto savings that goes from that Liuber and Volti that Keaton and Industry Goya. Until we're talk of Parkland that leader brother Keaton Majar detail go for Python shaved of the whole. And I should evaluate that support of hopefully of the garden school plate or retake Canager by I evoke that bright future and now is taken a turn in your schedule encompasses all taken dating a mark on it as your daughter gave birth to herself and Jesse Orton, my dad, me, Ward Gore old man would sign in Bangladesh har brother handles person to handle request Carlier Jorge Alberto Cortez to go away I seem Tom chatting complaining Ray Peage I searched cried the mayoralty. But is that you abandon until give a turn of tube atomizing to add you or let me precognition school financed you of that ever hard I will take evolet meat by ethnic asshole to my daughter by I must by said in happy pretty and followers going to Hong Kong. I must work here, they go to lethargy. I was tied back sodomy by women.